Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In last two sessions we have created this employee form and we tried to retrieve data from the database and we were binding the data into the index form, and also we created one create form where we have validated client side and the server side and we are able to save the data into the database. In today's session we are going to perform update operation. Whenever user clicks on this edit button, we have to show the form to update the data and we have to apply the all the validations like client side validation as well as server side validation. So before continuing with this session, I would request you all please subscribe to my channel and click on bell icon for notification alerts. Before start working on the edit operation, so we will do the some alignment for this data. Here this all the headers we will make it as center and this ID we will make it as center and the date of birth we will make it as center and salary we will align to right. We will apply bootstrap styles to this header. I am assigning class text center. I'll copy and I will use it for other table headers also. Then for data, so we are going to make it ID in center and the date of birth will be in center, and these action buttons also we will make it center, and for salary we are going to make it right. For that we will make it as text end and we will go to form now. We will reload once. So ID is showing in center, all the headers are showing in center, so date of birth centered and salary aligned to right. So now we will start working on our edit operation. I am closing this. Before continuing with this session, please watch last two sessions which we worked how to retrieve the data from the database and how to insert the data into database. Please watch those two videos before continuing with this session. Now here we are going to create one action method for get, and I will make it as iAction result. This will be edit. It will return the view. So this is our edit action method. Whenever user clicks on edit button, so we will get the ID, and here we have to check is there any employees available in the database with this ID which is provided by the user. Context dot employees dot, so this ID will be primary key, it will be single record, we will get it if data is available x such that x dot ID equal to ID which is provided by the user. Here we can check if employee is not equal to null, then we have to assign this employee data to our employee view model. Here we are going to use two different models we have discussed in previous sessions also. So one, we are going to use this employee model to communicate with the database, and another model, employee view model, we are going to communicate between controller to view and view to controller. We are going to use this employee view model. Here we have to assign this data to employee view model. Here I am creating one variable for employee view model. Here we can assign now ID employee.id, first name, So now we are assigning all the employee data to employee view model. This view will be passed to our update view, that is here. We are going to return this view after getting the data. If there is no data available with the ID which is provided by the user, then we have to return the error. For that I am going to store this error in our temp data error message. Already in previous session also we have discussed about error message. Here we are going to display as employee details ID, so which is provided by the user. Here we can use string interpolation. For that I'll call ID here. So this message we have to display in the index action view. I'll redirect to index. Also, if there is any unhandled exceptions are there, we have to display that to user. For that select our entire edit block, right click, snippet, surround with, we have to use the try catch. I'll use same temp data to display the error message. ex.message, and here I'm going to return so it will redirect to index view and it will display the error message. In index view already we are reading success message as well as the error message. If it is not null, it will be displayed in the index. Now we will create a view for edit. Right click, add view, select the empty view, add. I'll make it as edit. Here we are going to design our edit form. For that we need employee view model, which is available in employee data dot. Employee data is our project name, and we have to select the models. Inside models we have the employee view model. Here we are going to add our title. For that we are going to use view data. I'll provide the key name as title, edit or update employee. Here I am going to provide an h3 tag to display this title inside our edit form. After that I am going to add one horizontal row. Then I am going to add form here. So method will be post and action should be edit. We are going to create another action method for post the data for edit. For that I am adding action name as edit. Here we will design our form. Here I am going to add one div class. I am going to add margin bottom 3. Here I will add one label class form label. This will be ID. I am going to display ID also, but the text box will be in the disable mode. I am going to add text box here, which is text type class form control and ASP4. We can read the employee view model data here, that is ID, and this will be read only. So this is a primary key, we should not allow user to edit the ID. Then I'm going to create another div for our first name, class margin bottom 3. Here I will add label, class form label, it will be first name, input type will be text, class form control, ASP for first name. Here we are going to display first name in the text box. Here we are going to add span to display all the validation errors. That is first name, and class I'm going to add text danger, close it. So I'm going to duplicate these for last name, then date of birth, then email and salary. So we will replace this last name, then date of birth, also this type will be date, because we are going to add one calendar to this text box so that user can select the date of birth from the calendar. Then email, here text we can make it as, instead of text email, this will be salary, and this will be text salary, and here also salary. So also in previously which we created in the create form, also instead of email we used as text, we will correct that also. Here this will be type email so that it will validate the email. So while editing also we are going to add dollar before this text box of salary. For that I'm going to create one more div. I'll add class input group, and here I'm going to add span, class input group of text, and here we will add dollar, and this text box we will move inside the top div. Finally we will add another div to display the button. I'll add class as grid, and here I'm going to add button, type will be submit, and the class I'm making as btn success, and I'll give the text as update. So whenever user clicks on this update button, it should post the data to controller, and controller will push the data to database. For that, here we have to create another action with the post, http post, and here I'll make it as public action result edit, and here we will receive the data as employee view model. I'll make it as model return view. So whenever we are getting any data from the model, we have to validate whether model state is valid or not. Is valid, then only we have to allow to save the data. So if it is valid, we have to read the employee data, and we have to convert into the employee model from employee view model. We'll create as employee model here, because this employee class is the responsible to communicate with the database. This employee view model will be responsible to pass the data from the controller to view and view to controller. Here I am going to add id, that is model dot id, then first name, so we have assigned the employee view data to employee class. Now we can save the data by using context dot employees dot update. Here we have to update the data. I am assigning the employee to this. Finally we have to save the changes, I'm calling save changes method. Finally, after updating the changes, we have to provide one message to user. Here I am adding that employee details updated. So this message will be displayed to the user and it will be redirect to action, that is index. So if model is not valid, we have to display the error message. So error message we will copy from here. Model data is invalid. So this message will be displayed to the user and this message will be displayed in the index view. Also we have to select enter this code block and we will keep it inside the try catch block. If there is any unhandled exceptions are there, it will be handled perfectly. So for that we can use the same thing. Any error we have to display in the view itself. Suppose if this model is not valid, instead of redirecting to action method, here we are going to redirect to view itself. That will be redirect to edit view. Here also I am going to redirect to edit view when there is a error. We'll save the changes, we'll run the application. We'll edit this employee which is added last. So this ID will be disabled, user can't edit this ID. This ID field is not mandatory to display here. If you want, you can make it as hidden and you can read the ID. And we will update this test update. I'll change it to something different. Select one date. So we'll check whether these validations are working or not. I'm clicking on update. It's coming to our post action method. Here we are checking employee state. Employee state is not valid. It's coming to else condition and it is returning to edit view again. Here we have to add the bootstrap alert to display the message. I'll copy this error message from create. I'm going to add in the edit. Also we will copy this alert message from here and we are going to use it in our edit. In previous sessions we have explained about this. So we'll run the application now. to edit this. Here I'll remove email. Currently these validations are working from server side. We are going to apply client side validations also to this edit form. Click on update. So model data is invalid. This message box is shown. This alert will be closed after 5 seconds. That is already we are setting in the custom JavaScript. This was explained in the last session. So now we will add one email and we will update it. So employee details updated successfully. Here we have to apply the client side validation. Also, whenever user is editing, if I am going to address bar and I can edit this employee ID, anything like this, and I will try to enter. So this validations also we applied. Employee details not available with the ID 789. So these validations also we applied. Now we are going to apply client side validation. Currently it is working only server side validations. You can check that. Here we can check currently what type of validation is working. Whenever we are clicking on update, it's hitting to our server. So that means server side validation only working. So whenever we are using server side validations, response will be slow. That's why we will apply the client side validation to our form, so that it will not hit the server. Without hitting server, it will validate our form before submitting the data. For that, we'll stop the application, go to the edit view. Here we are going to add one partial view in the sections, scripts, here we have to pause that partial view which is available in the shared folder. This is the partial view which is responsible for the all the validations. These two scripts will be called in the edit form, so that time these validations will be working from the client side. So just copy this partial view name and paste it here. Now we'll check in the debug mode, run the application. I am not entering first name, email, salary part. Click on update. So it is not hitting our controller. So without hitting controller, so it's validating from the client side. So even if you are adding any data here, automatically that message will be moved. Again, if you are removing the any text, so client side validation will be called and it will not allow you to submit the form. So here I will pass the correct data now. Update. So it's coming to controller. Model state is valid, true. We are going to update the data. So employee details updated successfully. So like this we can implement the edit operation in ASP.NET Core by using Entity Framework Core. Also one more thing here we have to notice is, so whatever the data we have entered previously, it is showing in the form. So we have to disable the, for that go to the edit view. So in the form, autocomplete should be off. So we'll reload the form now. If you check it here, so all the autocomplete data has been removed now. So user has to enter the data. Update. I'm removing debug point. Continue. Employee details updated success. We can open our database and we can check whether data is updated or not. For that, execute our select query, test data. so everything is updated perfectly. In next session we are going to discuss about how to perform the delete operation in ASP.NET Core MVC by using Entity Framework Core. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.